Glenn Parker High Vibration Foundation. Thank you very much for joining me. So, I was going to turn off the air conditioner. I should turn off the air conditioner, but it is really hot and it's hard for it to keep up. If you turn it off for any length of time this time of day in the Vegas desert, it has just a hard time getting the temperature back down. So, if this is bestial and you just can't hear me at all, just let me know. And you got airplanes and everything. So you have the outside bleeding into our shared time together. But I'm getting fat. I was like, I gained 4 pounds. It's like I changed my diet around and I'm like, have to watch how much fat I take in. I love kefir and some of this other stuff, and I just suck that stuff down all day. And I'm getting a lot more fat than I used to. But on with the show. I wanted to talk about THC, good old marijuana. And over the last couple of weeks, I've had some new encounters with THC, and I'm not sure what the strains were. Because I like something like this more sexual and mellow and or neural, where it's like, my brain feels like it's going to take over the world. And I just wanted to make a note that the last couple times, and it had been a couple different strains, the last couple times the same strain, but there was a time before where like the first 10, 15 minutes, time is distorted at that point. It's hard to tell exactly how long, but I get to a really high cognitive density state, and then I'm just like, bleh. And I smoked it the last couple times, and I like, the bong type of effect. And I really don't even like that because you're getting so much in the way of toxins and stuff, and especially all this new stuff that's grown. They use all this accelerants and ways to try to make it grow faster and faster. Feed it, all this artificial stuff. And it's not baked goods. The last baked goods that I had was honey. Those had to be some very happy bees because that was awesome honey. And I'm noticing that the bump that I get is not much different than how I'm starting to feel averagely on a daily basis. Now, for a little while, it's like, woo, and there is a lot more cognitive ability, like a spike when your THC levels are really, really, really high at first. But after that, how harsh it is on the body without being a baked good. I haven't tried baked goods for a long time, but the last time my body was pretty happy. The next day I was like, oh, that was kind of cool. No excess toxins, no smoke and all that crap, and all the crap that goes along with it. But this last couple times, it's like, this really amazing revelations, and then 15, 20 minutes later, it's like, rah, for a day, it's like, blah, 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 blah. Dumb myself down a little bit is what it feels like, and I don't feel like I'm in my body. I feel like it's not quite right. So that's what I wanted to report. I just think that I have done so much work up to this point and I've been raising my vibration that THC isn't as helpful as it used to be, and it shouldn't be a daily thing anyway, and it has been very helpful in being more in the way of recognition of people, places, and things. Like this recognition of playing a game with other immortal beings was locked in the last time. And so it is help energetically. You are getting information. It's probably activating some DNA, some codons, and that's all good. But, as a toxin, as a smoked type of item, bad juju, you're getting a lot of stuff. And I'm a sensitive butterfly. I could just really, really feel it. So I decided I just wanted to report that. It was 420. Yay. I used to be a heavy stoner way back in the day, and I didn't smoke pot at all until I was like 23, something like that, 25. I think it was like 25. And then, I smoked just a little bit, and it was like that for years and years and years. But when I got very sick and I was taking handfuls of medications, THC was very helpful in dulling that out so that I could seem and do more physical activity, and it was helpful in getting more physical activity out of me. And I vaporized it back then, and either vaporization or baked goods are my preference. And I have a friend that makes some awesome baked goods that you just it's just like he had like a lemon tart, and it was like, and I had never had one, and I'm like, oh, that was awesome. But it was like, he makes like pot butter, and he's a little too good at doing it. I was like sitting there going, blah, 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 blah. Please, just stick me in the corner and let me, go to sleep now. So that's my experience, and I don't smoke really now, like every great once in a while. I like it certain strains before like an epic sexual encounter, like, for Who's Your Daddy time for 2 or 3 hours. That's always nice beforehand, to have a lover that wants to also smoke and maybe do some tantra and on with the show, so to speak. So that's my report from the outside land. I have some other reports to do. I'm going to keep them compartmentalized into other videos. Thank you very much for joining me, Glenn Parker, High Vibration Foundation, coaching, life, business, and spiritual. Also retreats, boys and girls. Don't forget retreats. Actually reached out today to some people to do events in the this side, to do events in the Las Vegas area, to do like teaching events, to have business people who want to learn like web commerce and pay-per-click and SEO and how that relates to their business, so they can either communicate with outsourced people or internal people that they have within their employment, or perhaps they're just going to be a one-man show and wear all the hats and manage it themselves. I have a doctor who is a plastic surgeon, very nice guy, and he manages the whole process, and he's used me to learn. He spent, I think we've spent like 15 hours, like somewhere in the 10 hour. He has purchased 15 hours. He has somewhere in the 10-hour marker, and he catches on fast, and he's done some phenomenal stuff. He's even redoing his whole website based on the SEO and the other techniques that I showed him, and we did research together of some of his competitors while we were doing remote control sessions. So lots of cool stuff in the works. If you do like this video, please do like, subscribe, and share. And down below in the description is just tons of stuff going on. Find a link that energetically speaks to you, that speaks to your heart, and follow it, and you will find the information that you wanted to see in this lifetime. Thank you very much for joining me, Glenn Parker, High Vibration Foundation.